All right, so a lot of things happened in this chapter, a lot of things to talk about. So I'm going to try to touch on as many as I can, and forgive me if I, miss some stuff. So this is like Kanjuro's reveal to Kaido, surprisingly, like all this time. Kanjuro was under wraps, and Orochi was like the only one who knew about him. It reminds me of that movie, The Departed. Great movie, you should check it out. Won Best Picture in 2006. But anyway, like besides that, so I mean, it's going back to like Odin's execution. Like when Kanjuro was on the platform, in case anyone was curious, no one knew what was going on. So Kanjuro could have easily died, and he would have gladly died too, because that's like what he wants. He wants to die for his art or whatever his crazy, as they say in anime, ideal is. Fukurokuju, the dude with the crazy earlobes, he tells Orochi that, like, specifically, it's Luffy, Zoro, Kid, and Killer coming in this direction, because those are like the most heated ones. So they're the closest to ground zero right now, I guess that implies, because we see where everyone else, well, not everyone else, but most of the others are headed in this chapter. So I like that they're pointing on that, because we might see like this big four group right here. I don't know, maybe they're going to get into like huge significant battles that we maybe wouldn't be seeing, or that we thought we wouldn't be seeing for like another 30 chapters or something. Might be happening sooner than we thought. And this also might be the group that's taking on Kaido. It might be 4 people versus Kaido, and then eventually, it's going to break off. Because they're going to have to fight some all-stars or something. Like Zoro, like I keep campaigning for, he's got to fight King. So it'd still be cool to see them all take on Kaido at once. I mean, we got to see something like that. I mean, obviously he's strong enough to fight like 7 he could fight all of the supernovas at once anyway. I mean, if Bullet could do it, Kaido could do it even better. Black Maria, she's something interesting in this chapter. I think she's a character that we should pay attention to, because they are, Oda is showing us her in this chapter more than usual, and it's kind of showing us where her morality is. It's like in a gray area maybe, because she does seem to feel bad for what they're doing to Momonosuke, which, by the way, brutal, but it is Japan after all. So the fact that Black Maria is like, the female Kyoshiro, like he runs the Yakuza, she runs like the brothels and all that stuff. If we go back to like Nami and Carrot, and they're going in the... Oh, and Shinobu's with them, so they don't have all the weaklings. But Nami, Carrot, and Shinobu, in the previous chapter, they're split off looking for Momonosuke in the brothels section. So obviously he's not there. We know where he is right now, and we see that Orochi is going to like put him on like public crucifixion. So that's setting up a ticking clock right there. Something that I don't really think we had so far in this arc. Like, it was kind of just playing by the whim of the Alliance here. But now that they have like a ticking clock with like, oh my god, we got to get things done before they execute Momonosuke, that's going to add tension. But also, like I was saying, Black Maria, owner of the brothels, maybe ambiguously in a gray area here. Maybe she can be turned to the Alliance, or maybe she already is turned. Maybe she's with X-Drake or something. But anyway, I think that given that they're looking for Momonosuke, going to the brothel section, maybe they're going to meet up with Black Maria or something. Maybe she's going to come back to the brothels. Maybe she's going to take him there to get him prepared or something. I don't know, but I think that these characters are going to interact, and maybe Black Maria is going to come over to their side or something because she feels bad for Momonosuke, or I don't know, something like that. But that also brings us to another significant portion of this chapter, and that's Sasaki running into Kyoshiro, aka Denjiro. I love Denjiro, man. He's one of my favorite new characters. He's just one of my favorite characters in Wano in this arc. He's such a boss. I hope that he makes it out of this one alive. But he tricks Sasaki, because Sasaki still doesn't know that, he is Denjiro after all. And he's like, where's your pompadour? You love that thing. But then he straight up sea stone shackles him. And I'm assuming that these are sea stone shackles because if they weren't, Sasaki being a Flying Six member would probably just bust out of regular shackles, no problem. And this is also confirming that Sasaki is pretty much a fruit user, as we suspected. Kaido typically only runs with fruit users for the most part. And considering that he's a Flying Six, and so far we've seen all of the other Flying Six are Zoans to some degree, I think it's fair to say that Sasaki is definitely like an ancient Zoan or some kind of Zoan, but I'm just saying maybe Zoan because the others have been so far. Also, Denjiro revealing the Kazuki mark on his back, such an awesome scene, but Denjiro yoked He is jacked, and this goes back to the theory that I was talking about when we first got the reveal of Denjiro transforming into Kyoshiro. It's like One Punch Man lore, because in One Punch Man, you can just naturally become a monster, like through the biology in their universe, and it happens from like an explosion of negative emotions that cause like a cellular reaction in you. And you basically transform the way that we saw Kyoshiro or Denjiro. Like his face literally changed from how much negativity and just remorse and sadness was in him. And apparently he's also become buff, jacked. He doesn't even have a neck anymore. He's just traps going into a skull. But that's also another thing that happens with One Punch Man. When you transform into a monster, you get buffed sometimes, most of the time, and then you get super strength as well. So we're looking at a full-blown monster here with Denjiro. He is no longer a human, but at least he still has his humanity, and he's not like a psychopath. But also, we see Marco talking to Nekomamushi, Nekomamushi talking to everyone in the submarine. And this is awesome. Now everybody's getting reacquainted here. Everybody knows what's going on, at least on this side of things. And another thing is that Marco can fly, in case we forget, he showed us in the previous chapter. So he just flew there. That's how he got here so fast and why it's not such a problem for him. But the note that he has, that he was like giving to Nekomamushi to give to Luffy, and then they threw it in the ocean, which is probably not a good idea, because I think Oda is specifically showing us this here for a reason. The note going into the water that has Marco's signature or just his name on it. Somebody's going to find this. Somebody that shouldn't be finding this is going to find this. One of the Beast Pirates, somebody affiliated to them. And then this is going to cause problems. So just remember that this note is out there in the ether, very close to Wano at this point. Is my favorite. But Big Mom running into Chopper and Usopp here. So as expected, the blast from Frankie's little tank here, nothing to Big Mom. We know that she has some of the highest durability we've ever seen in the series. She's chasing after them, and this is almost like a comical moment. I'm sure the anime will play this up for a comedic effect, but we might be seeing the beginning of the end here, and I so hope that we do. Oh, please, I want Chopper and Usopp to defeat Big Mom. That's right. Yeah. I don't care if the fan base doesn't like it. I want it. Okay. And I know some people out there want it too. Come on. Wouldn't that be so awesome? Wouldn't that be so incredible if like Chopper and Usopp, the two weaklings besides Nami, of the weakling trio, always getting crapped on, they have their moments here and there, especially Usopp. But friggin' Chopper's bounty is like 50 cents. And they think he's like their pet. And it's like, come on. Give them this. Just give them this. Let them somehow, some way defeat Big Mom. I don't know. Maybe she does something and she like hurts herself or something. She like gasses out, or she does something. She flies too close to the sun, metaphorically, and then they just take her out. And then everybody finds out about it, and then Usopp becomes like a legend around the world, not just within the Grand Fleet. And then Chopper becomes a legend, and his bounty goes to like 3 billion. Probably not that much, but maybe 1 billion. So we're coming to the end of the chapter, and this is definitely my favorite moment with Ulti running into Luffy. Because if you've been following the reviews, you know that I like Ulti. I'm sure that you guys do too. She's aesthetically appealing. She has an interesting personality and dynamic as well. She's like bratty, but kind of like submissive at the same time too, and no nonsense taking, like fearless. I don't know. It's very interesting, and I think Oda wants us to be intrigued by this character, because obviously she is running into the main character here. She's getting main event status pretty much, at least for this chapter and the next one. So I don't know what's going to happen between them. It would kind of be repetitive if she like falls in love with Luffy the way that like Hancock did, even though it took her a little bit. If she's just instantly like, oh my God, Luffy-sama, that would be like, whatever. We already kind of had that. But I think it would be interesting if Luffy, I don't know, befriended her. Obviously, Luffy's not going to be like attracted to her. That's a whole nother thing. But we all know that Luffy doesn't really care about romance or anything like that. He's just interested in friends and food and becoming the Pirate King. But I don't know. I'm just really curious to see what happens here. I don't think he's going to attack her. She's probably going to attack him, but maybe he subdues her or something. I mean, obviously, she's a flying six, so she's not like a chump. She's probably just as strong as a poo, somewhere around there. So you know, we'll see what happens. I'm very interested in this sequence here, but let me know what you thought about this chapter. So much to talk about. I know I missed a lot, but you know, talk about it in the comments if you want. And if you'd like the review, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon, gives you access to a weekly Q&A, and if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you next one.